Always watching TV.
Well, when I came home, he was around
Ain't
because
no doubt.
he was around Ab. So when Ab came to pick me up, I believe Dark Lo was in the car.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? This was my first time meeting him. And
Right.
I got dropped off at the halfway house. He knew a halfway house I was in. I think I came out. It was either the next day. It was close to it was when I first came home. One of them days I came out. He was parked outside. Gave me $50. That was one of the first people that was like, you know, running into when I first came home. But I was filling him out. I didn't really know because I was like, I don't know. All that jail time had me a lot more observant. So I wasn't really doing too much interacting. I was just watching everybody because there was a lot of new people around.
Including myself, you know what I'm saying? And I wanna say this to the people that when you find individuals that pop up or you come around and they're new and you guys hit it off like kind of too good without no real honorable introduction of, exactly what the foundation of, the individuals that's around, you get that better feel because it's like I'm not gonna speak to you like, hey man, huh, we might shake hands and catch eye contact as men, but after that it's like we're going to be in men. So I respected that with you and Ant because I always looked at if a man is a man, the honor is always going to be able to come in contact and intact by the handshake. You know what I mean? It'll grow as it go on. So when you started seeing a lot of the new individuals, like the new rappers especially, how did you feel about that? Like, where did that take you to? Like mindset, did you think like, who are these people, or were you just willing to go with protocol?
Oh no, I was going with the program. The program was already in place. So I was going with whatever was working. Whatever Ab had going on, it was working. So I wasn't really coming to rock the boat.
Okay.
I just took a seat, which I never ever did. So people gotta understand it's my first time ever hanging with Ab, rapping. So even though when we go home, we in the same house. We grew up, same mom, same dad, same house. But when we left the house, we didn't hang together most of the time.
So one of the number one things that I can remember at this time, when Fat Boy came home from the boot camp and you was out here, you was doing your music, but you was kind of like you letting it go, but you like really finding the sound, but also just letting, protocol be protocol. And what I did notice is that you done that a lot better than what people gave you credit for. You really stood in position and played your position and you followed protocol, but people always try to make it seem as if you were going outside of protocol. And I can remember one time me and you both were in Washington, D.C., along with a lot of other brothers, and we was on 37th Ave, and we went up there, and Shy Glizzy at the time, Fat Boy had gave him kind of like a lane with the music. He was helping him out, letting him come here in Philly. They doing features back and forth, and we was given some information that kind of caused a lot of conflict that made it seem like we were going in a negative way when you were actually going in a positive way, just trying to get some understanding from what the lies we were getting in reference to a beef that really wasn't even a beef because these guys were still on the phone, they were cool, and that beef was Meek Mills and AR Ab. That we didn't understand where the beef came from.
What a thing was that was it's very simple. When I was in jail and I used to call Ab, his whole thing was this was my friend. I've never met him. I've never even heard his music at this point. So all I know is this is Ab friend. So when I came home and we was in Washington D.C. and Shy Glizzy made it seem like it was some hate, like you know Drake was inquiring about Ab and and Meek hated on him, and Meek was saying some hating things to him, and Meek said some hating things to Yo Gotti. So you know how people is, man. There's a bunch of rough people in their city. You know, you gotta have something to say. So I guess that was his, something to say. And
And go ahead.
all I did was, during the interview, I was asked about it, and I addressed it in a way like I never gave him the case. I
Right.
was just putting it out there so I can get a response because I had no other way to contact him. So it was like, damn, I'm hearing this. If that's true, kept saying if that's true, then that would have been some sucker shit. Yeah, it would have.
Shaq Glizzy was mad because he get about that robbery in Memphis.
Yeah, I don't know what Shot Glizzy whole thing was, but he tried to really start some shit that was real serious. And what people don't know is during all of that, Ab is advising against it. Like that's why Dark Lo didn't come out with an interview until I came out with an interview. Cause Ab was advising against it. Like, no, that's my friend, man. I ain't trying to hear what these people talking about. This is my friend. So when Ab came home, I'm not gonna lie, I really expected Meek to be more of a friend to him. I wasn't seeing the friendship, so I was one of the ones that was like, God damn, what's up with your friend? Like, he ain't even say hi since you went home. He ain't even. And Ed was always like, man, I'm not, that guy don't owe me, that's my, like, real friend. We don't know each other from rap. Boy don't owe me nothing. I get my own. I don't ask him for nothing. I don't need nothing from him. That was his job. But the people around him, including me at the time, was like, well, I don't understand how this friendship is a friendship. If this guy haven't even said hi, he haven't bought you a cup of coffee, if anything, since you've been home.
And you
So,
know what's go ahead, my bad.
so that wasn't never it still wasn't a beef. It wasn't a beef until, the guy, the Weasel, Trendsetter Shady, he had the beef with the guy Dean, who was Meek Mill's man, and it got physical between them two. That's when it got like it actually was a beef.
So when that beef came about, prior to that, honestly, the interview that we had, we was just trying to get clarification of something that we was really being dizzy and spun on with no knowledge, but we were going in the correct manner. You made sure that you was very respectful on your end, but what I've learned from that was a lot of people was blowing it up, and they were making it, even people in the city, they was making the beef more serious when these two guys were still friends, still in contact with one another, and it wasn't nothing between them. Is it safe to say that the entourages of these individuals caused this beef?
Yeah, it was mainly an entourage beef. It wasn't a Meek Mill and AR beef until after the Drake situation. The Weasel Trendsetter situation, his when him and Dean went through their situation, that was more so still entourage. Now after Drake said Ab name in the rap, um, it was a bunch of couple people that was in the studio, in the OBH studio, and they just ran with it. You didn't see Ab in the video though. You just seen some people ran with it, like yeah, OBH, OVO, in the middle of a Drake and Meek Mill beef. Now if I'm Meek Mill, I'm looking at it like, damn, I'm beefing with this guy, y'all siding with him. Of course, all right, well, it's on with y'all. I would be the same way. They had no authority to do that though, because that just looked at to me. I was in jail. I had to do 6 months on a violation, so I was looking at it like, this made this look real bad. Where the fuck is Ab at? I'm looking for Ab in the video. I don't see him in the video. I immediately call him. Yo, what's going on? It's like, I wasn't around, man. They jumped the gun.
Hey,
So after that, we just had to deal. Ab is the type of person that it don't matter who do something wrong, he's gonna stand on it. If he love you, if you with him, that's why everybody loved him. He's gonna stand on it. He's not gonna go get on there and be like, "Oh, Dark Lo, you was wrong," such and such. If it come his way, he's gonna stand on it for whoever did it. That's the
hey,
type of person he is. So he took the heat for it, but it wasn't really him. But he took the heat for it. So Meek did a concert and said, "Fuck AR Ab" and all this shit. Ab's daughter was at the concert. So that's what really sparked the Ab and Meek beef. When Meek went on the concert and said, fuck him, and all you known for is getting shot. He said all this other shit, but Ab's daughter was at the concert. He like, damn, just trying to enjoy the show and hear somebody dissing her dad. So
Right,
when Ed got
exactly.
the phone call, you know, he felt some kind of way as he should.
So, damn. So this is really what I'm noticing now from them beefs. They were man enough to kind of get past it. You know, they got past a lot of the wrong things that went on during that beef, negative talk, disrespect from both parties. So my whole twist is what I'm trying to get an understanding is in these rap beefs that I be noticing and seeing, it be more or less individuals actually adding fuel to the fire that makes the beef between the artists go further. And then you get, everybody's trying to figure out how can they make that individual the one, like, look at them and say, hey, look, I'm honored at the best. I spoke up, I said this. And I can remember around that time, me and you was thrown under the bus as if we were saying something incorrect and everyone else knew what was being said, but just wanted to seem as if they wanted to see who was going to be the first one to say it to get the most views or the most attention, may I say. And that wasn't your goal at all. It was simply to get some understanding.
What you speaking of? What take particular
Uh,
situation?
about the situation of them having a beef period, like, from where the root started at with Shy Glizzy saying what he's saying.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Originally,
yeah.
originally, you're just trying to find out what's going on.
Yeah, I'm trying to find out what's going on because Ed was locked up and this guy's supposed to be his friend and I'm here and that. And my job, like I ain't gonna say my job, but naturally I'm a protector. Naturally I'm the protector. I would jump for something faster if it's about Ed than if it's about me. You say something about Ad, we argue, and I don't even argue with people. I don't raise my voice or nothing. But if it's about Ad, I can argue with you on social media anywhere. If I feel like his name is being mentioned in the wrong light.
Right. Okay. So that's like most brothers, you might have a little disagreements, but for the most part, you guys are going to always protect one another honor. So the beef comes, the beef goes. Once the beef goes, it seems as if things took a turn for OBH because a lot of things in reference to how can I say it, like videos where people are saying, "Oh, AR Ab went a little too far. He showed a little too much. He he done this and he done that." And from what I've seen, Ab actually was more wild in his younger interviews opposed to his older interviews, and he was being held accountable more or less for his older interviews when he was younger interviews. As he got older and mature, they couldn't let it go.
Well, Ad was smarter than a lot of people gave him credit for because he was doing what a lot of people on Instagram doing right now. He been doing that. He was doing what the whole Chicago movement started doing after Ab. So when Ab was doing it, it was like, yo, why this boy doing this? Why he showing dirty scales? Why he opening his refrigerator? There's nothing but baking soda. Why he got guns on Instagram? It took off? It got him popular. It had everybody know him. And then you seen a lot of people mimicking that whole OBH style with the
Why
group
y'all
of
didn't tell him
people.
to stop that shit?
Because you got it now. Let me finish. That's like telling Charleston White to stop talking how he talking. He on there saying he raped white women, he killed white people. He's never done none of the sort. So if you're gonna listen to what people say, I thought actions speak louder than words. He wasn't doing none of them things. When you came in the neighborhood, you see him passing out food. You see him giving away jackets. You see him with no promotion, no help, no sponsorships, no nothing out our pocket. We feeding people. This is what we doing in the community. So we thought that'd speak louder than whatever he was rapping about. Rap always been entertainment. It always supposed to been like wrestling. When people made it real, that's when the problems came in. People come in and saying, "Why you talking like this? You can't be talking like this and doing that." That's opening other people eyes. Say the police got them to thinking like, "Oh, these guys is doing these things." It was always entertainment. Ain't nobody looking at Easy background and saying he was doing. He was just rapping.
So he got all that time for just rapping. He really wasn't doing that shit.
They have no evidence of him doing nothing. You ain't see whoever he was supposedly buying the drugs off of, they wasn't on trial with him because they didn't have nobody he was buying large amount of drugs off of. The people he was selling large amount of drugs to, they wasn't on trial with him because they didn't have nobody he was selling large amount of drugs to. They had
So
no
that's
evidence of him buying or selling any type of drugs. He didn't get caught with no large amount of money or nothing.
oh man, I believe that. Then.
The
So
whole
they
case was the whole case was BS. The whole case was built off of circumstantial evidence, which they trying to get, abolished now. With them, they can't be able to use people rap lyrics and stuff in the courtroom because since the beginning of rap, it's been entertainment. People don't actually all the gangster rappers, they wasn't actually gangsters when they left the studio, and that's been proven. So we trying to get that done away with. As Meek, as Ab Lawyer, and as Jay-Z, they trying to get that done away with now.
so he got a chance to get out now.
A chance. They honestly didn't have a case. His lawyer is guaranteed. He got a guy named Peter Goldberg. He don't. He got a guy named Peter Goldberg. He only do appeals. He not taking nobody case unless he feels that he can win. He got the highest win percentage in the United States as an appeal lawyer. On appeals, he got the highest win percentage in the United States. So he got the best lawyer you could get. The case is extremely weak. So you want to take some questions?
So basically, because I had made a mistake and then I was on mute still, but basically, once that happened, things start going back and forth online. Ab had the video with the M on there where he got from off, OBH records. That's why they wasn't able to throw him under the bus, tax invade him and all that because this money was legal. And individuals just blew it up. And I think that this is how I feel about that. I want to say an input. It's a lot of times people in poverty and people from our community basically, they see an artist and they see this artist come with something that they think is so hard to touch, but these artists already are making money, with features, streams, doing different acts and things of this nature, and they take it as a street when he never got on social media and said, this $500,000 is from the block. Like how he might joke in his raps and he say different things. He didn't say that about this money. He said, I have my own money and baby wanted to come with something, but I got my own money. So I'm independent with it. OBH Records. And instead of people saying, oh, beautiful, beautiful, this is good, this black brother is doing this, they said, automatically because of what he's entertaining when he was in his music and doing in his videos, they're taking it as, oh man, he shot 1 million people to get that money. Oh, that's drug money. And it wasn't drug money. And we see that rat Whack 100 doing that with Jim Jones all the time, making up things that's not true, which causes the FBI to go ahead and bother these individuals that are coming from poverty and just getting their business together. So it's like OBH still stands. They go to jail. They get found guilty. Now, how did that go? How did trial go? How did you feel about trial as far as you was concerned?
Well, it was a railroad. They didn't really have a case. They say they followed these guys who was family members, right? Like real family members, blood related family members. They all took separate flights to California on 3 to 5 different occasions. So they followed them there and they followed them back. They never once seen them buy any drugs, nothing. The only evidence they explained for 2 hours of how they followed them. So it made it sound real intricate. But not one time did they say they met up with this guy, bought these drugs, or they met up with this guy, bought these drugs, or came back and sold these drugs. They just said they followed them, and they came up with a real explicit way of how they followed them with the pings on the phone and how they know they met up at the mall and all this. But this is stuff with people who know each other. Like if five people who know each other end up in the same state, they're going to meet up. That still don't say that they were selling drugs. They had no evidence to say that them guys was buying or selling drugs. So
Damn. So that's crazy. So actually, what the government done was they created something bigger than what it was, blew it out proportion, said it was OBH members made OBH records a gang, and took and hauled off our brothers, put them in prison based off of lies that other individuals created in order to get what I would call a half-ass conviction.
yeah, because you can't make one person. You have to prove just because he's the head of OBH Records, you can't make anything that anybody's doing under OBH Records, the record label. You can't put it on the head of OBH Records. Like if I got labels and I got employees or any type of business and I got employees, right? And one of my employees get caught selling drugs, you can't come to me about that shit. Y'all can lock him up for whatever he was doing, but y'all can't come to me. I have no knowledge of nothing nobody is doing outside of rap.
So what it sounds like, honestly, they were trying to create something bigger where they can really have some concrete evidence, and they dropped the ball a few times and went to court with this. And the district attorney uh, actually had to contact AR Ab's lawyer, and say, "Hey, look, we received the email here, and this email is really showing that this judge is beyond bias."
Yeah, the lawyer exact words was, I'm sending this letter to all the lawyers in a abundance of caution. And the letter was the judge writing the FBI congratulating them on the win, how much of a good job they did, and all basically just showing bias, showing which side that he was on. And the DA was so scared when they seen the letter that the DA sent it to all the lawyers, like, man, I ain't got nothing to do with this. I have nothing to do with this. This was on the judge and the judge only.
So, damn. So, in other words, from what we understand, the law says that when a judge does this, what should happen automatically that hasn't happened automatically that I've read and that you read.
Well, if you could prove that the judge is showing bias, this then is grounds for automatic overturn.
So a lot of people, they get these interviews, they talk, but they don't never free our brothers. They don't never speak the truth. And at night, y'all here in the clubhouse, right in here, right, with King Earner Lik Moss, Ghost, and a couple other honorable men, Duff for the Cloud Chaser, Big Chuck, few other brothers that we could say, that have honor, that's a part of that whole squad, are here tonight to get an understanding that AR Ab will be free and that OBH hasn't fell off, and that he says something. A lot of people seen when Ab went to jail, and everybody tried to make Low what I would call the poster boy. We found out the poster boy had no honor, and we're not going to get into that too deep. But I feel like tonight that it's safe to say, when it comes down to hip hop, that you're in position right now and you're actually carrying OBH on your back. What do we have in store? Because we've been seeing you all over bars on I-95. We've seen you with the good book, because the good book was a beautiful body of work that gave the community some understanding of, listen, these children are going in the wrong direction. I'm going to pull them with an understanding of the right direction, and I'm going to give them the actual book to do so. Shout out to Rock Uncut. Make sure that we free him with honors, because he put a lot of hard work in. What's the next steps? What's going on? Let the people know, like, what Lik Moss got going on right now. The top runner up of OBH.
Well, right now we focusing on, I just dropped a good book, so I got the movie premiere coming April the 2nd with a live performance with Crew 7. But we got a couple artists, excuse me, like from Brooklyn, Harlem, St. Louis. Our artist from St. Louis, you know, he's incarcerated. He'll be home in about 3 weeks. But OBH is expanding. We're expanding. That's why I called it that's why it was supposed to be called the rise, the fall, and the resurgence of OBH. Because right now OBH is bigger than it's ever been. You know, Ab is making a lot. I think the book is done. The book is getting in process of getting published. He wrote a book, you know, a biography,
Yo,
an
Leak,
auto
when you dropping a new album?
before the summer out. Before the summer, I'm gonna drop a mixtape, not an album. I'm gonna drop a mixtape. I'm gonna drop another album in September.
Copy.
So let me ask you this, Lee. um, the bars, the it was Bear Season. Then we had Good Book. What is different about Good Book? Like, you know, because I can tell, I can speak on it, but they really want to hear because you explain it a lot better in your music. What's different about Good Book? What, you know, the movie premiere? What's going on with Good Book that the people is getting different than any other artist that comes forth with a body of music?
I always call Good Book is like a album. Is a 36-year-old man sounding like a 36-year-old man. It's like the whole album is geared on the other side of the game. It's geared on teaching the youth instead of misleading them. The whole album. I don't have one negative bar in the album, but I still made it relatable to where as though, you know, in my
So this music here, it could have been an album full of shoot 'em up, bang bang music. Instead, you got the singers on there explaining different things. You got Crew 7 behind you. And April 2nd is something big that's happening that a lot of people aren't really, they're paying attention to it, but they're more stuck now. It's like they're there, they're on the bars. Like, damn, I couldn't believe he just said that. But they're missing the fact that April 2nd, the Good Book will be premiering, produced by Crew 7, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. The tickets are on sale at leakmoss.com. Y'all got to make sure y'all do that. What is this party going to be like? What can the people expect in this party?
yeah, my bad. I told you, like I said, we premiering a Good Book. So we premiering the short film. I did a short film. So we premiering that red carpet. Then after the premiere, we gonna do a performance. We gonna have some of my favorite Philadelphia artists performing. We're just gonna have a good time, man. We're just gonna have a good time. That's it. But any questions? I know there's a lot we didn't get into. That's why I want to get into the questions, so we'll be able to get into anything right now. Right now is the only time you're going to be able to ask me anything, and I'm gonna answer.
I got a
Is
question
Bob
for you,
Lowe
bro.
still
OBH
Who
is
that? I'm talking to.
his ghost.
All right, what's up, bro?
What's, what's up, bro? What's going on with Skinny Me? We got any updates on him? Because I feel like with the temperament of the music right now, like with niggas like Pooh Shiesty music, with like King Von music, even though he passed, still going through in the dirt and shit. I feel like his type of music and image slides right into that. I think like right now be like a perfect time for him to be out. You know what I'm saying? Like his music to be out. I mean,
Yeah, they pushed many Skinny Me court date back, man. Skinny Me is a brother of mine, man. Skinny Me is one of the guys that I was with every day. So, you know, that's like a brother of mine. We always knew Skinny Me was gonna be a star, man. He just ain't really wanted enough. But Skinny, he has his own lingo. Skinny is like his own guy. Skinny just always been he got the star quality. Like he was a star before we met him. And we just helped him out. Help the world to see how much of a star this guy really is. But, you know, God willing, he'll be on this year.
Cap,
Any more questions? Anybody who got a question, make sure y'all, you know, I'm going to let Stan G back up here, man, so, because he was talking out of place a little bit earlier. But I'm going to let him back up here so he can go ahead and ask you some questions, Moss. Where's Stan at, man?
He up here.
Oh, we got OG ML in here too. I ain't even see you in here, ML. You gotta raise your hand when you come in the room, man. You let Stan up? Oh, there he is.
What it do, my guy?
What's going
Yeah,
on?
this thing, G, my guy. Man, when he was going down the crash course, y'all wasn't seeing him going down the crash course.
Well, it wasn't really it wasn't really a crash course because whatever he was speaking on, that wasn't what he was involved in. So we didn't see a crash at the end of it. The crash came when the guy that was around us get on the internet and start pointing out things in his rap and start saying like, let's say, all right, I got a whole entertainment joint going on. I'm a wrestler. Everybody know me from wrestling. Whether they think it's true or not, nobody knows. I just rap or wrestle, whatever. I just rap. Now, if a guy that used to be a friend of mine go and say, he's talking about bricks, look, he's telling on himself. He's talking, it was entertainment before that, before a guy that was around has made it a fact. It's only entertainment. And he was turned out to be a lying rat.
That's
So to
real.
answer your question, no. To answer your question, no. Nobody really stopped the crash because we never seen it coming.
Yeah, I feel you, my guy. And shit on the situation with Shy Glizzy and the Yo Gotti situation. Like when he was talking about the like he got into it with a black youngster for getting his chain back. Was that the situation he was coming over there and starting to beef with y'all with whatever?
No, I believe this was before. Nobody really knew who Shy Glizzy was at the time before he was hanging around Ab. So this was before once he was he got this little up from hanging around Ab, he would start hanging around Meek and Yo Gotti. But Yo Gotti was hanging around Ab at the time too. When he come to Philly, he was calling Ab. So they was hanging real tight. So that's how Shy got in with Yo Glizzy. I mean with Yo Gotti.
Hey,
So
Mars,
when I came home,
this is what I wanted to do. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
so when I came home and I got to go down to DC and meet Yo Shy Glizzy, Ab is locked up, and that's when he's telling me and whoever I was with about the meet the Yo Gotti and the Drake situation.
Hey, Mars, the other artists, like I know a lot of people in the room, they want to know what's up with the. I heard him ask about Skinny Me, Free Skinny Me, Shy Money. I'm pretty sure these guys is looking forward to coming home and
Yeah,
getting back
Shy
into
be home soon. Shy be home real soon. He be
Free
home.
Shy Money,
He
Free
should be
God
home by the
Fisher.
summer. He should be home by the summer. God, they just pushed God trial the day back, but free God.
All right. So if
We know
anybody
Dark
got any
Lo is
more
not an
questions,
artist anymore. We know Dark Lo is not an OBH artist anymore. Uh,
so what you gonna do with Ernest?
Earners LLC. Well, we pushing the Earners. I still got my Earners LLC shirt on right now. We still pushing Earners. We still got the store under Earners. We still, Earners is just little kids we underground bubbling right now. We're gonna bust back out. Right now, it's all about keeping the OBH brand alive, not letting that die.
That's what's up. I heard you mention somebody from St. Louis. That's a part of OBH, and there's somebody from what is it, Brooklyn or the Bronx?
Brooklyn. We got Brooklyn. We got the Bronx, and we have Harlem.
That's live. Especially, I'm honored to have Harlem. You know what I'm saying? That's a pure honor. So, anybody got any questions, man? Make sure y'all. I know because y'all gonna be under the comments because I know I'm hoping that somebody got enough honor to record this. We're not opposed to anyone else earning off of this at this time. When we do, y'all know we'll tell y'all. But for right now, we just want everybody to go ahead and catch their honorable earn, help their community, just like we're gonna help our community the best way we can. If you can, stop a young in the morning, tell him about stop recycling crime. Tell them they don't gotta go in a way of none of us that done anything negative. They can go in a positive way. But at the same token, if they are in a negative form already and doing negative things, try to make tomorrow their last time grabbing or whatever they doing, man, and investing in some t-shirts, CMOS, and y'all got to make sure y'all hit the website, leakmoss.com. We got the CMOS on there. We got a lot of different things. We got the merch. We got all the music. Y'all can go download and stream Leak Moss music right now at leakmoss.com. You can Apple Music, every site is there. Leak Moss, you type it in, it's gonna pop up. A lot of people since bars on I-95 have kind of like, they've been more active, and I've seen it grow so far from us just going to the studio and Moss not having a sound and Moss having a sound and being able to create several sounds. So I'm honored by it. April 2nd, a lot of y'all can come see him perform, see if his stage performance is gonna match his bars. And we're gonna have an honorable time and we're gonna watch the Good Book movie, man. Shout out to Sonic, myself, Wiz Gambino, like I said, Crew 7, Moonchild, everybody that's a part. It was some sponsors too, if I can't remember their names, man. But you can follow Leak Moss at LIKMOSS underscore OBHGG. You can follow him at Twitter, the same thing. You can follow him at Facebook, the same thing. And you can follow me at King Earner official page on Instagram, and make sure you get there. And on YouTube, Leak Moss Television, he has a new YouTube that's running like a warrant right now. He a couple hundred away from that 1,000. Go get him that 1,000 subscribers he need that he can help the community with and help his music grow. And make sure that y'all tune all the way in because we're coming back tomorrow. We got different topics, and we always checking on around here. King Earner Live and Direct. Leak Moss, you got anything to say? Anybody got anything to say before we
Yeah,
close out?
I got a
I got one
question
more
for Leak.
question for him too.
This
This gold.
Almighty.
All right.
Um, yeah, this Almighty. I got a question for Leak. Yo, Leak, you know Highest Promo?
I do. Yeah, I know how it's from, man.
Yeah, yeah, I know. I know. I've been knowing a couple guys from way back. You know what I'm
He
saying? I
still
seen him doing.
he have his honor still, right?
I mean, as far as I know, he was always solid with me.
Okay, yeah, solid guy. Now I get a little afraid now when people ask me about people because I be thinking some dishonorable
Oh,
news
nah,
started
nah,
coming up
nah. I
lately.
was just asking because I had seen him. We had linked years ago, over a decade ago, and then I seen him working with Ab. I was proud of that. You know what I'm saying? I come from a real place too. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the South, and some of my guys loved Ab. You know, me and Cass, we had did some business way back. You know what I'm saying? And we always supported Yard City. And I mean, I'm from a real place. You know what I'm saying? And just because you're from a real place, it don't mean that everybody in that place gonna be real. So I'm in support of your brother, bro. Free him. You hear me?
Free
Man,
the highest promo John came from Razor. Shout out Razor. OBH Birdo. We got a lot of news, but yeah, the house promo plug came from Razor.
Yeah.
yeah.
If we chopped it up and I told him who I was and shit, you know what I mean? Like he know me on some real, you feel me? Like like I said, I'm from the South. And the same way Gates came out there and was really out there with y'all, I'm the same type of guy. Like I know a lot of people that was from the streets and made it, into the industry crossover and stuff like that. Like if I was to touch your city, I'm one of them dudes that'll pull right up to your block and it will be normal, and the same vice versa. You will always be welcome where we come from too. So it's just a salute, my G, from region to region. You hear me?
No doubt, salute, bro.
Yeah, and we
Hey,
in here, this gonna be, go ahead. Anybody got any questions? I know
yeah,
Ghost had one question.
yeah, this is my last question. I'm gonna get out this joint. This thing your old mind from Memphis, bro. I don't know too much what's going on up there in Philadelphia, which y'all where y'all from. But like, what's the real reason y'all cut Dog Low out if y'all cut him out? And like, did the whole crew cut him off,
It's a,
or is something to be fixed?
if Leak
Well,
Moss answer that
yeah,
question,
yeah.
can
I answered it. I answered the question. The real reason that Dark Lo got cut off is because we're people that stand for something, right? So if if y'all if y'all was under something like you and your friends, y'all only ate chocolate cake, and a guy come up with yellow sponge cake, and it's like, no, this is not what we do. But the whole time his rap is, this is what I do. No talking to the police. No, that guy went when they locked that guy up. He made a 2 hour. He had a 2 hour interview with the police, and you could try to say he was helping. But for one, you know better than to write a letter to a federal informant while he's down FDC, while he's in federal custody. You know better than that. I know you know better than that. You still did it. After you did that, that was your first mistake. After you did that, you sat down with them people for 2 hours, had an interview, said a whole bunch of things that you wasn't supposed to say. Now, where I'm from and what we stood on, nobody under OBH can do anything like that and remain OBH. We don't talk to them people. We actually stand for something. This guy didn't stand for what we stood for, so he had to go.
Oh man, that's understood, my G. I'm gone, man. Y'all stay up, my love, my big love. Memphis.
Pure honor. All right. Any other
Yeah.
questions?
Got feast.
What's up? What's up? What's up,
What's
y'all?
going on with
What's going on?
The circle of honor. I'm
ain't no
here.
The,
question.
the
I was
circle of
trying to
honor.
pull up when I was trying to pull up.